So put on that bracelet. We're going to show you guys a little something special. Okay, so the very first speaker, his name is John Wang. Do you guys know John? Woohoo! You should know John. He's awesome. John is the founder of One Kindness Challenge, a movement that helps business and organizations increase happiness and improve their health through a simple act of kindness. Since starting his first charity at the age of 13, John has been passionate about exploring the psychology between philanthropy. He's traveled to over 40 countries, exploring different cultures and their perspectives on social movements. Ladies and gentlemen, our very first speaker to kick off Socialight 2016, please give him a round of applause, Mr. John Wang.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I want to start with a little gratitude. I want to thank the Socialight team for the amazing job they've done here, and to all of you for coming. And I also want to thank my parents who are here watching me speak for the first time in person. They see me on video. Now, I know Socialight's message is behind people, planet, and profit, but just for a change, I actually want to take us in a different direction. I want you to be selfish. And I don't just want you to be selfish, I want your team to be selfish. And I want everyone you meet, I want you to convince them to be selfish. And we're going to start today with a very simple question, which is, what will make you happy today? What will make you feel more fulfilled today? What will make you feel more alive today? Because that's why we're here, isn't it? I mean, business is great, but that's why we're here. We're trying to become more alive. And I want to start with a story about a woman that I recently met and how she went from the largest transformation from probably being one of the most depressive states that I've seen to one of the happiest states that I've seen. See, recently, a couple of weeks ago, I went with Shane Jeremy James from the YouTube's Everyday Compassion Movement to go down to the downtown east side of Vancouver, which is a place where there's a lot of homeless people, a lot of drug addicts, and stand. And because it was turning cold, we decided to go there and give them socks, give them gloves, give them hats. And everyone was very grateful, and I appreciated that until I met this woman. Now, she wasn't wearing a lot of clothing. She was very cold, and she was shivering when she was walking up. And she was holding this little bag of candy. So we approached her, and I asked, would you like some socks? And she said yes, and I gave her some socks, some gloves, and a hat, and she was very thankful. But what happened next was the more important part. See, we had these 3 kids with us. And she turned to the 3 kids and she reached out with her bag of candy and she said, would you like some candy? And in that moment, the 3 kids, without even thinking for a second, said yes, reached out, grabbed a candy, and popped it in their mouth. And of course, all of us adults there were just going, because it's downtown east side, we don't know what's going on. But while we were all in that moment of uncertainty and hesitance, she looked at the children and she said, you know, for the past 2 months, I've been trying to give people this candy that I eat every day, but no one has ever taken one. Until you. And I want to thank you for that, because that made my night. She had the biggest smile on her face. More than what I gave her the clothes, more than anything else. The greatest gift she received that night was the gift of giving. So it turns out money can buy happiness. Look at how happy that guy is. I want you to take a moment right now and I want you to picture an act of kindness that you've done ever or maybe recently. Close your eyes if it helps. And just remember how it made you feel while you were doing it. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be big. It can be a small act, but how did you feel? Did you feel warm? Did you feel happy? What does that feeling feel like? Well, what you're experiencing is a flood of dopamine and oxytocin. And it has to do with the fact that we have a nerve right here at the very bottom of our brain stems. And it's called the vagus nerve. And it creates this flood of chemicals that makes us feel good and happy and warm. And that's what makes the difference. So as you can see, kindness actually makes you happier because it gives you what is called by scientists the giver's high. And scientists have actually been measuring this for a long time, but we've just never been very good at talking about it and how it gives you that sense of satisfaction. So happiness comes from kindness. But kindness will actually also make you more healthy. You see, studies have shown that kindness can lower cortisol levels, which is known as a stress hormone. This is something that makes us feel more tense, sometimes depressed, and it gives us higher blood pressure. So as it turns out, kindness is literally good for your heart. So, we know that it makes you happy, we know that it makes you healthy, but did you also know that kindness can make you more attractive as well? Well, see, a study of over 10,000 people across 33 different countries found that when somebody is observing somebody else doing an act of kindness, they find them more attractive. As a matter of fact, kindness is the #1 trait listed by both genders as being the most desirable trait in the opposite sex, or for some the same sex. But the #1 trait above physical appearance and financial prospects. So it brings me to my next challenge of the day, which is I want you to make an impact. I know a lot of people here, you're entrepreneurs or intrapreneurs, are here to make a connection with other people, here to make a network. But I want you to say, drop the networking just for today. I want you to try to make an impact on other people. A couple of weeks ago, I went down to California, and I was at a hotel gym when I ran into this guy. This guy's name is Tony Horton. Now, I don't know if you know Tony Horton, but chances are you know of his product, P90X program. This was a revolutionary program. And when I met him, he told me a story. He said when he first started off in his career, he wasn't this massively famous person. He was just a simple personal trainer. And when he started, he was reading this book. And every single day in this book, there was a task that he had to do. And one day the task said, go do an act of kindness for someone that you don't like. And he's like, well, this is a guy at the gym I really don't like. And, you know, they play basketball together, and the guy gets into his face. He's just not a big fan of him. He's like, fine. All right. So he walked up to him and he said, listen, man, if you want, I'll train you for free. And the guy was like, sure. So they developed a relationship. And Tony trained him. And after a couple of sessions, the guy was so impressed at this life-changing, dramatic effect on his body that he said, hey, listen, man, I want to introduce you to a friend of mine. His name is Carl Deichler. He's the CEO of Beachbody. And because of that connection, Tony Horton became known as the #1 fitness program, most visible man on fitness, and made over $1 billion in revenue from that one product alone. Now, I'm not saying that if you go out there and be kind, you're going to magically make $1 billion. Let me get that out of the way. Disclaimer, don't sue me if you try this. But isn't it possible that if you go out there and you do an act of kindness for everyone that you meet, that somebody is going to want to give back to you? Isn't that very possible? So what I want you to do is I want you to join the movement. The One Kindness movement. And the idea behind One Kindness is very simple. We know kindness is healthy for you. We know kindness will make you happy. We know kindness will make you more attractive. And we know kindness could very possibly add to your business. And it's a very simple thing. Most of you guys have these bracelets. These are what we call kindness bands. Now, Socialight has very generously partnered with us to create this particular brand, a special edition one just for you guys. But I'll tell you how it works. See, every day I know you have the time to go and do an act of kindness because it's just one act. It doesn't take long. But we sometimes forget. So I want you to go out there and I want you to do an act of kindness, and then I want you to flip it around until you see it on the yellow side. And this is a signal for yourself that's a reminder, and it anchors that into your mind and the significance of that, how powerful that can be. And then other people will see it. And then from that action, you get to become a beacon of light. You get to become a beacon of kindness. Kindness could be anything. It could be buying somebody a coffee. It could help make someone a connection. You hear about someone's business doing something, make that connection. It could be a note of appreciation. It could be as simple as paying someone a compliment, or giving advice to somebody, or just scheduling a coffee. And our goal is to try to get 1 million acts of kindness out there in the next few months. Now, if you want to bring the One Kindness movement to your business or organization, you can go ahead and take down that address there. And if you have your phone with you, don't go to the website right now because I want you to focus on the speakers. But do me a favor, just text that URL to yourself so that you have a chance to visit it later. I want you to leave with one thought, which is it's not the size of the act, it's the size of the impact that counts. In the 1970s, there was a doctor, he was a psychologist, who had to visit the home of somebody who recently committed suicide. And on his desk, he found a note that said, "Today, I am going to walk to the Golden Gate Bridge. If one person smiles at me along the way, I will not jump." We always think of heroes as being the person who can talk someone down off the ledge, but what if being a hero is somebody who says hi before you get there? I want you to do this for me. If you're willing to commit to these acts of kindness, now Teresa wants you to do 10 over this weekend. I think that's very possible. But at the very least, I want you to commit to at least a daily act of kindness. If you're willing to commit, I want you to stand up for me right now. I want you to stand up. And I want you to recognize that feeling, that commitment that you just made. Because you have the capacity to change the world. And now, since you're standing, I'm going to ask you to learn our secret hand signal. It's very, very simple. It's a little check mark, kind of like the V. And you're going to put it over your heart.
Aww.
And you're going to feel that. When you see somebody doing kindness, you said they're wearing one of these bands, you're just going to give them a little signal like that. Be like, I see that. I see what you did there. And I want you to give yourself the gift of kindness. Thank you very much.
How amazing was that?
Woohoo!
Another round of applause for John. Alright, so what we're going to do right now, for all of you that committed, which is awesome, see how it's black on the outside? I want you to think of the one act of kindness that you're going to do, and when you do that act of kindness, that's love. Hi. That's baby boss. When you guys do your act of kindness, you're going to flip this over, and you guys see, flip your bracelet over, see how it's yellow? It's yellow, and there's a little heart with a check mark. And that, hi sweet, love. Okay. Love wanted to help me walk this through. His name is Love. Nice to meet you. And he wanted to be part of this. So basically, when it's black to yellow, what we're saying is turn your light on. So when you've done your one act of kindness, or one act of anything that you're doing that is in the name of kindness or goodness, and you flip the bracelet from black to yellow, you're essentially turning your own light on. And would you agree that our world needs your light now more than ever? Yeah. Round of applause. I'm super excited to partner with that because it's in your actions that actually make a difference. But this whole conference, I have a theme that's going on. It's around this thing called 10X. So I'm just going to give Love, say thanks for coming out. Yeah. Awesome. We're animal friendly too. So what we want to do is actually say that we want to challenge you to do a 10X. So you think that what's possible for you is here, and we're standing for you, saying that what you don't even know yet, you don't even know that that's possible for you. But you won't know unless you actually try. Unless you actually see that green dot that you think is good looking and say, hi. Oh, you're a green dot too. I'm just joking. But take stuff to the next level. This is the environment. You are sitting with people that are willing to take your life from ordinary to extraordinary. Are there any people like that in the room? Yeah. Ordinary to extraordinary. You're either going to end 2016 like same old, or you're actually going to take what you've learned and apply it right away. And so what we're doing is we're asking you to do 10 acts of kindness today. Anybody down for that? 10 acts, let me hear you. Anybody down for that? 10 acts of kindness. That would be over 5,000 acts of kindness today alone in Vancouver. I don't care if it's open a door, if it's looking at a senior citizen in the eye, if it's smiling at each other, if it's telling someone you look beautiful, if it's holding your friend and just saying, you know what, I'm so glad to be here with you, I appreciate you, if it's calling your mom, you know, it's actually cool to call your mom. Moms are awesome. I want to shout out to my mom who's watching live. I love you and our family. But I just want to say, like, whatever that act of kindness is, I challenge you personally to 10x that. And this entire conference will be around elevating it up 10x. So that brings us to our next speaker. Now, your brain is going to be absorbing a lot of things today. And we brought in somebody who is all about brain strategies and helping you to learn techniques that'll take you to another level. I'd like to introduce Graham Young, and it's very awesome for me to introduce him because when I first met him, we were speakers back to back. And he had all my slides. And I'm like, how do you have all my slides? So it was pretty awesome. He sounds like Tony Robbins. Is any Tony Robbins fans in the house? Yeah. Tony Robbins people are here. Where's Naeem? Naeem's here from California. Well, yeah, so he's here. Maybe he had a little bit too much wine. I'm joking. And he's here. So Graham's the founder of Disruptive Performance, and he writes for Fast Company, Time Magazine, Business Insider, and Entrepreneur Magazine. Graham works with organizations to show that optimizing brain performance in the digital age is key to elevating employee engagement, productivity, and sales. Graham is also the coordinator of the Vancouver Basket Brigade for Tony Robbins, which is based as a movement by him. I'd like you guys get ready to get your brain a little bit massaged? Yeah? You guys learn from? Give a round of applause for our next speaker, Graham Young.